If you've ever wondered what pure basketball domination looks like, then you've probably seen Caitlin Clark in action.
Martin looking. Here's Clark. She fires! And it goes!
She doesn't just win, she makes sure her opponents walk off the court embarrassed. Whether it's pulling up from the logo like it's a free throw or sending defenders back to high school with her handles, Caitlin knows how to put on a show. Today, we're counting down 20 jaw-dropping moments where she left her competition humbled and, quite frankly, humiliated. Number 1. Half-court dagger versus Michigan, February 2022. In a tight Big Ten matchup against Michigan, Clark casually dribbled past half-court and with less than a second on the shot clock, launched a bomb from the logo. It was so far out that Michigan's defenders didn't even bother to contest it. As the ball swished through the net, the look of disbelief on the Michigan coach's face was priceless. How do you defend that? Number 2. The cross-up versus Iowa State, December 2021. Clark's rivalry against Iowa State reached a whole new level when she crossed up a defender so badly, the poor girl stumbled back like she just saw a ghost. Clark drove to the basket with such finesse that even the commentators paused, speechless. To make matters worse for Iowa State, Clark finished with an easy layup, barely breaking a sweat. Number 3. The no-look pass versus Nebraska, January 2022. Humiliating opponents isn't just about scoring points, it's about leaving them confused. Against Nebraska, Caitlin faked a shot, sending 2 defenders leaping into the air. As they descended, she fired a no-look one-handed bullet pass to her teammate for an uncontested layup. Nebraska's defense was left looking like they just got punked on national TV. Number 4. Posterized in the paint versus Maryland, March 2023. In the Big Ten semifinals against Maryland, Clark did the unthinkable. She drove straight into the lane and posterized a 6'4" center with a vicious layup. The defender stood there, frozen, as the crowd erupted. It was like watching a deer get hit by a train, except the train was a 6-foot point guard with no mercy. Number 5. Buzzer beater from the logo versus Indiana, February 2023. With just 2 seconds left before halftime in a game against Indiana, Clark received an inbound pass near half court. She turned and launched a shot from the logo, sinking it just as the buzzer sounded. Indiana's players were already walking to the bench, assuming there was no way Clark would even attempt that shot. Humiliated doesn't even begin to describe it. Number 6. Behind the back magic versus Purdue, January 2022. Purdue found themselves on the wrong side of a highlight reel when Caitlin performed a behind-the-back dribble in transition, splitting 2 defenders like they were traffic cones. She then pulled up for a smooth mid-range jumper while Purdue's defense was still spinning in circles. Add another play to the "how did she do that" category. Number 7. The look-away 3 versus Ohio State, February 2022. Nothing says humiliation like draining a three-pointer and turning away before the ball even hits the rim. In a dominant game against Ohio State, Caitlin did exactly that. After launching a deep 3, she confidently turned to her bench while the ball was still midair. By the time the ball swished, Ohio State was already deflated. Number 8. The steal and swagger dunk attempt versus Michigan State, January 2023. Not known for dunking, Clark teased Michigan State with what almost looked like a breakaway dunk. After stealing the ball and sprinting down the court, she went up with the kind of swagger you see in the NBA, only to opt for a soft finger roll at the last second. Michigan State fans let out a sigh of relief, but the message was clear. I can embarrass you any way I want. Number 9. Triple-double destruction versus Minnesota, February 2022. Minnesota fans came to see a good game, but instead witnessed a masterclass in humiliation. Caitlin dropped a triple-double, 35 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds, while making Minnesota's defense look like an amateur pickup squad. The worst part? She made it look easy, smiling the entire time. Number 10. The cross-court bullet versus Illinois, January 2022. In a fast break against Illinois, Clark fired a pass so fast, her teammate barely had time to catch it before laying it in. The Illinois defenders? They were still stuck on the other side of the court trying to figure out what just happened. Number 11. The no mercy performance versus Penn State, February 2023. Penn State got the full Caitlin Clark treatment when she decided to pull up from 30 feet repeatedly. By the third deep shot, Penn State's defenders were visibly frustrated. You could see it in their eyes. What are we supposed to do against this? Number 12. The disrespectful rebound versus Northwestern, December 2021. Rebounds are usually a team effort, but not for Caitlin Clark. In a matchup against Northwestern, she grabbed an offensive rebound over 3 defenders, threw the ball back out to the perimeter, and proceeded to sink a three-pointer. Northwestern's bench was speechless. Number 13. The Oops, I Did It Again. 3 versus Indiana, February 2023. Another game, another humiliating three-pointer for Indiana. Clark hit a deep 3 off 1 foot with a hand in her face. The Indiana defender just shrugged. What else could she do? Number 14. The Ankles Are Gone crossover versus Michigan, January 2023. Clark put a Michigan defender in a blender with a crossover so nasty it left her opponent scrambling on the floor. To add insult to injury, Clark didn't even take the shot. She passed it off for an easy layup. That's next-level trolling. Number 15. The Spin Move Splendor versus Wisconsin, March 2023. In a Big Ten tournament game, Clark pulled off a textbook spin move through 2 defenders before banking in a floater. Wisconsin's defense? They looked like they were moving in slow motion. Number 16. The half-court pull-up versus Ohio State, January 2023. Clark had Ohio State shaking their heads after pulling up from half-court on a fast break. Who pulls up from half-court on a fast break? Apparently Caitlin Clark does, and it went in. Ohio State didn't recover for the rest of the game. Number 17. The disrespectful step-back versus Rutgers, January 2022. A step-back 3 is already difficult to defend, but Clark's was downright disrespectful. In a game against Rutgers, she hit a step-back 3 over a taller defender, staring her down as the ball swished through the net. Rutgers' bench could only watch in silence. Number 18. The deep range bomb versus Michigan State, February 2023. Michigan State thought they had her cornered near half-court. Big mistake. Clark simply stepped back another 5 feet and drained a 3. The Spartans didn't even get a hand up in time. Number 19. The off-the-glass trick versus Maryland, January 2022. In a game where everything was going right, Clark pulled off an audacious off-the-glass three-pointer. Maryland's players were left shaking their heads, wondering if she even practices these shots. Number 20. The game-over moment versus Indiana, March 2023. Indiana thought they had a chance, until Caitlin Clark hit a 35-footer with under a minute to go, effectively sealing the game. The Indiana coach just threw up their hands, signaling defeat. Game over. Caitlin Clark doesn't just play basketball, she dominates, she humiliates, and she leaves her opponents wondering why they even showed up. Whether it's hitting shots from the logo, dishing out impossible assists, or making defenders look silly, she's on a level all her own. If you love watching jaw-dropping basketball moments, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell for more incredible highlights. Thanks for watching.